I like having you guys. Can we do that again? I'm Nikki Novak. We are live at South by Southwest. Hi, Facebookers. I'm here with Giancarlo Esposito. How did I do?
You did very well.
And Josh Duhamel. How did I do?
It sounds better when you say his name.
Giancarlo. Can you say it?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, what's your middle name again?
Giuseppe. Alessandro. Giancarlo Giuseppe Alessandro Esposito.
Can we just all do the whole interview with an Italian accent? What's your middle name, by the way?
Joshua David Michael Leroy LaRue Montemel.
Whoa. Wait, say that 5 times fast.
Joshua David Michael Leroy LaRue Montemel.
That was one.
Joshua David Michael Leroy LaRue Montemel. Again, Joshua David Michael Leroy LaRue Montemel.
Okay, I should remind you guys to send in your questions for these gentlemen because we may ask them live. So first of all, we're talking about This Is Your Death. This is the film that you guys are premiering here at South by Southwest. Tell me how you guys sort of met. I know you directed the film as well as acted in it. How the sort of, because the premise of it, it's basically a reality show that goes really, really far. And it's where people actually film their suicides. And you play a host.
Yes, I do play a host.
Yes, you do.
I play Adam Rogers, who is a reality show host who becomes disenchanted after something tragic happens in the opening of the movie and decides that he's anti anything to do with what people are watching. And so they come to him with this idea of this show that he says absolutely no, and then he thinks about it and goes, no, I can actually make a difference, only to get caught up in the money and the power and the fame, and becomes the thing he was sort of speaking out against.
He gets caught up in a world.
He does, in a world. One man, alone.
And so you directed this film. What about it? Because the premise is so outrageous, and after having watched the film, I can say the ending is so incredible. Between the two of you, the acting, the passion that you put into it, what sort of, as a director, as an actor, what made you say this needs to be put out there? Because I feel like it's not just a film, there's a message.
Well, there is, for me, growing up, before we had the cell phones that we could carry with us and before all the social media and all these other things happened, people connected a little more with each other, looked in each other's eyes, told stories. We listened to the stories of our grandmothers and our grandfathers, and we kind of used our imagination. And so less and less we've been able to use our imagination because everything's told to us, everything's piped in, it's chimed in, and we're kind of guided to be told how to think. So I wanted to make a film that allowed people to see that and just observe it. I wanted it to be entertaining, but I wanted it to also be able to have the ability to bring people back to themselves.
As we're on Facebook Live with cameras rolling in our faces and live and interacting with fans, but how do you feel about...
Just give me 1 second. I gotta there we go.
That is awesome. Were you really texting? Oh, I wish you were. Okay, so we have a question from Eileen. What's your favorite current reality show? You stole my question, Eileen. Good one.
The Bachelor. I'm a big fan of Chris Harrison.
Are you really?
I am. I really am.
Did you watch The Bachelor? Did you channel a little Chris Harrison?
I channeled a little Chris Harrison. I channeled a little Ryan Seacrest. I actually wore Ryan Seacrest's clothing line.
Oh, yeah, he has his own, like, Walmart or something.
Yeah,
We're giving a plug that we shouldn't, but...
No,
giving Ryan a plug.
Yes. But, I watched it closely, and what Giancarlo was saying, I agree with. I feel like sometimes the things that we consume for entertainment, there's not a lot of thought put into how it affects the youth or us in general, and how we start to live our lives. And I think that this particular film really spoke to me in that regard, in that it's the extreme version of what we have out there, but it doesn't feel that far from the truth. I mean,
Right.
we're pretty desensitized.
Well, I was thinking like Hunger Games almost. It's like that sort of, is it really that, are we really far off from something like that actually happening? And I mentioned the premise to somebody here at the festival, and they said, oh, we're going to look back 10 years from now and look at this film and say, okay, they predicted the future.
I think so. I looked back for inspiration when I got this script, and I thought it reminded me of something I'd seen as a boy. And so when I looked back, I realized, what it was Network. And so I really love that film because it has people rising up and saying, I'm mad as hell and I don't want to take it anymore. I think we're in that period of time now. So for me, it was a face in the crowd, one man's journey from being a down and out banjo player, drinker. Andy Griffith's greatest performance. Bud Schulberg wrote the script, 1958. Really wonderful movie. Elia Kazan directed it. Guy who goes all the way from the bottom to the top. And I say, well, what do you lose in that journey? What affects you in that journey? When you start to be able to be powerful and affect other people around you, then something kind of happens if your intention isn't truly to just help them. So if your intention is truly to gain some of the fruit of that and to be famous and to be, you know, the guy, the man, I feel powerful, then it changes you. And so I wanted to investigate that journey. Yeah.
Okay. We have another question from Carrie. What is your favorite film that you've been in?
Wow.
You guys both have such a body of work and both very diverse,
I'm
very.
not even in this guy's same league.
Well,
Are you kidding me?
you have at least, I think you have 175 credits on IMDb. That's pretty
It's
impressive.
a lot, more than I had imagined. I always say it's my 50th year in the business. I know it's more because I don't want to date myself too badly. Trying to remain hip and cool because I have young daughters. I want to be cool for them. And my answer, I always have a pat answer for this. The movie I'm doing now is always my favorite because that's where my attention is. I do have a couple of favorites. I think right away of Night on Earth. I played a guy named Yo-Yo in that. It was a fun movie. It was an important movie, and it took you around the world. So that's what movies should do. They should take you and bring you from one place to another. That's what we do as actors. We want to, you know, raise consciousness, but also raise entertainment and take you on a journey. So that's one of my favorites. And more recently, I saw a film called El Clan about kidnapping in Argentina, also another one of my favorite movies. But if you want to get schmaltzy, I can name two more. The Best Years of Our Lives, man. That movie rocked my world because I have a family, and I felt that movie was really about family and really about human beings trying to get through their particular predicament in that movie. But you asked me for one, I gave you a few.
There you go. Now you got to come up with 4.
Transformers 3,
The third one.
the third one.
Okay, what about number 5? Can we talk about number 5 for a second?
Number 5 isn't out yet, but I think it's going to be good.
It's not finished, obvious.
It looks like it's going to be amazing. I've seen a little bit of it, and it's huge.
Okay, now I heard you say that this is going to be the biggest Transformers ever. How do you make it bigger than, because it's bigger, everyone is bigger than the last one.
Michael Bay has a way of doing that. He'd somehow, just when I thought that they couldn't get any bigger, he managed to do it. So, you know, like he said, when you're in the middle of one, that's the one that you love. And, you know, when I really look back at it, they've all been amazing journeys in their own right. But my favorite movie, I guess, would be, I don't know. Scenic Route was a really fun one. I really do love this one because it has so much to say. And Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. What?
Safe Haven, hello? Julianne Hough and you, great together, love that. Okay, all right, everybody behind the camera's like, I love that one. Cara wants to know, pressing question here, Cara, how much barbecue are you guys eating in Austin, Texas?
Oh man, really easy for me. Cara, I do love my barbecue, but I'm a vegetarian.
Wait, but you spend a lot of time here, right?
I do.
How does that make sense? How does that all work?
It's really weird. I just avoid the barbecue joints. I know we have some good ones here, and I recommend them to friends a lot, especially in the outside circle of Austin. There are also some really cool barbecue shacks, but I gave it up, so I can't really tell you.
Got it. Josh, meat eater?
Yeah, I'm a meat eater. We just went to this great Mexican restaurant before we came here, but I think tonight we might be going to a barbecue place, right?
Yeah, Wu Chow sounds barbecue Chinese to me.
It's not very barbecue-like to me. But I have been to Austin several times, and yeah, the barbecue is second to none.
So do you get the sides? What do you do when the casting?
Get the sides, you know. I mean, I get the German coleslaw, you know, get some vegetables and, you know, eat some chips on the side or, you know, eat the bun, although now I'm gluten-free, so I don't know what to say, man.
Okay, I have a couple questions for you guys.
But what if the pig only eats salad?
Oh, that changes the game.
Like vicariously, it's sort of vegetarian because the pig only eats salad, so you're eating something that was a vegetarian.
Wow. So I just did a movie with Bong Joon-ho. It's called Okja, which means in Korean pork chop, and it will be coming out soon. But a very, very interesting film. So I got to ask Bong, can I eat that if it's just a vegetarian pig?
We're getting very deep into the philosophy of barbecue here. I have a couple of questions for you guys about, I'm going to flip it and say this is your life. A couple things about your lives. Don't worry. You look very skeptical for a second. He's like, he's like, how? Okay, so I want to know your first day ever on a film set. What was that like, your first day ever? And I know you started in TV, but your first day ever on a film.
Wow. Wow, you're...
Oh, really? Was it filmed before TV?
I got an answer. So it was a movie that I'm hesitant to even bring up because it was my very first. I was green as green can get, and it was an adaptation of the picture of Dorian Gray. And I was, gung-ho. I was in a movie. I couldn't believe it. I was like in a movie, and they give me my wardrobe, and it's like a loincloth. I was like, all right, I guess that's what I'm wearing. Fine, let's do this, and I look back at it now, and I'd be like, what were you thinking wearing that loincloth everywhere?
I mean, it was like a great idea, personally. I don't have a problem.
I mean, it wasn't a good look, and that was like my first experience thinking, oh, I'm going to be, most of this movie in this loincloth, and I guess, and I'm totally cool with it. Because
Things change.
I'm in a movie.
Cool. Do you remember yours?
I do. My first major movie was Go Tell It on the Mountain, which was a James Baldwin novel. And I remember, not wanting to look at the camera or anywhere near where the electronics were filming me because I didn't know if I would look into them. You're not supposed to look at the camera. But it was a little bit overwhelming, but I come from the theater. I'm a theater actor, so I just thought stay well within yourself and you'll be all right. But I certainly was nervous, and I certainly didn't know how to, bring my personality out. And the director was Stan Latham, and he came to me and he said, hey, just be yourself. Yeah, camera's over there. Don't worry about it. So, yeah. Give us something. Give us some of your face. So it was pretty.
Your head is beautiful, but we need to see your face.
Well, you both come a long way. Thank you so much for chatting with us. The film, you guys, it's called This Is Your Death. Have a great time not eating barbecue in Austin, and congratulations on the film.